This video will show you how to access CVCC's databases. Databases are collections of scholarly, academic, credible articles that are used for research. And in this particular class, for English classes, it's used for research essays. So on the CVCC homepage, you'll need to click on Explore, then Academic Resources. Now it's going to move it up here for whatever reason, but Academic Resources, Explore Academic Resources, and then scroll down to Library. Okay, this page gives you information about the library, where it's located, operating hours, and also gives you contact information of the librarian in case you would need assistance with the databases. But where you want to go to access the databases is right here where it says Online Resources. When you click on that, it gives a list. Here's NC Live. You click on this and then you type in search terms. It will pull up articles, and then let me just show you one way of doing this. Okay, this is NC Live. You type in your search here. So if we're focusing on Kate Chopin's Story of an Hour, which is one of the choices of stories to write your literary analysis about. So, Story of an Hour, Kate Chopin. Alright, you type that in and you can see what comes up. Now there are several different articles. You'll find scholarly articles, news and magazine articles. Avoid ebooks. Nobody's asking you to read a book for this assignment or any of your assignments. There are some videos, but mostly you should be looking in the journals, magazine, newspaper articles, scholarly articles. So if you look at this, it's very generic in my search, so I may change that to Story of an Hour, symbols. Okay, and then you're going to look through and see what you can find. If there's anything that relates to the story, which I don't think there is right there. If I did irony. Okay, you see how this just talks about just irony in general? That should never be a choice for a article for this essay, the literary analysis, because it doesn't relate directly to the short story, Story of an Hour. Okay, now you may find that NC Live is not helpful, and if you don't find an article in there, I do have one more that I can show you that CVCC has. Let me go out. Okay, if you go back to this list, another good place to look is here where it says A to Z database. If you click on that and then scroll down to G, you'll see a database called Gale Literature Resource Center. To me, this is the best place to get any type of article that gives literary criticism about a piece of literature. So let's click on that. Okay, and this is what it pulls up. So now let me see what I can type in. Okay, Story of an Hour, irony. Okay, let's just see what comes up. All right. The autonomous female self and the death of Louise Mallard in Kate Chopin's Story of an Hour. All right, that might be something I want to look at. If there's only 3 that come up, then maybe change your search terms. Maybe, let's see, Story of an Hour, theme. Let's look at that. See if something else different comes up. Doesn't look like anything comes up for that. You could try imagery or, figurative language, whatever. But if you look in here and you don't find anything, you have to keep changing those search terms. Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to put symbols here. Okay, and, well, here's another one. Naturalism and the short story form, Kate Chopin's Story of an Hour. Let's just say there's information about symbols in here. So I'm going to click on this article. Okay, and it will give me the full article, and I need to read through and I need to find meaningful information that would support, since I've typed it in up here, symbols that are found in the story. And if I find one, then I'm going to, a quote or something, I'm going to make sure I write it down and have it, in correct terms, and that it's correctly punctuated and spelled, and I've got everything with it. And then if I want to use this, in order to cite it, you go right here to the Cite tool, click on it, and then it will automatically come up to MLA 9th edition, which is the most recent edition of MLA. And all you do is just copy and then pull up a Word document to start your works cited page, and you paste it. Okay? And then for the short story, you would type in, and then of course it would be the URL. I don't have the URL just a second, but it'll be the actual link that you would put there. And then when you formulate a works cited page after you have your article and then you have your short story there, now, again, don't just put URL right here, actually put the full link in there. So you have to format it correctly in MLA format, which would be a correct works cited page. So you'd have to put works cited, centered. And then we want to make sure it's 12 font. So we're going to go up here and change it to 12. We change this to Times New Roman. And we need to make sure that we double space. So I go to paragraph right here. And where it says line spacing, I go to double. And then I change this after to 0. Okay, now it's double spaced. Okay. And you also want to use hanging indentation. And since this source doesn't go over to a second line right now, I'm just going to highlight this right here and go to paragraph. And I'm going to click right here where it says special and go to hanging and go to OK. And there it gives the hanging indentation. Now, sources have to be in correct alphabetical order as well. So what I normally do is I go ahead and I just highlight the sources, and I go up here to the A to Z button. I click on it and then go to OK, and it'll flip-flop it for me and put Chopin first since it begins with a C, then Emirate. Okay, and then we have our works cited page complete. So whenever I'm writing my essay, I'm going to cite Chopin within my essay when I use quotes from the short story, and I'm going to cite Emirate within my essay when I use quotes from this article to support my points. Okay, so that's how you would do a works cited page and how you'd pull from these articles and know how to cite them in the databases. But like I said, Gale Literature Resource Center, that's under the AZ. I'm going to go to the back button, just one second. Right here, AZ database. If you click on that, you can get to Gale Literature Resource Center. Or you can go through NC Live and search around in there. Okay, if you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you.